Topic of the hour, shocking new emails obtained by Daily Mail reveal Hunter Biden helped devise the plan with Democrat strategists to, quote, close down ex-Ukrainian prosecutor Viktor Shokin's investigation into Burisma, where Hunter sat on the board. An email in May of 2014 revealing that Burisma executive Vadim Posharsky emailed Hunter with a warning that the firm's owner was likely under criminal investigation in Ukraine. This is the National Archives and Records Administration admitted that it is in possession of nearly 5,400 emails, electronic records, and documents that potentially show President Biden using a fake name during his vice presidency. And of course, we've got a list of those fake names that he was using, aliases. Joe Contra, your reaction?
How much more evidence do we need at this point to prove that Joe Biden and his family benefited to the tune of $20 million? That's what we know about anyway, right? 10 family members. And this isn't he said, she said, sources close to Joe Biden or the president, like we heard so much during the Trump administration. We have bank records showing that these transactions occurred in places like Ukraine, China, Kazakhstan, Russia. The question is, what do Republicans do next, Maria, as far as impeachment inquiries, and will there be accountability eventually? Because clearly the evidence is overwhelming.
I would say so. That's why Kevin McCarthy this weekend told me that it is likely that we're going to see an impeachment inquiry. House Republicans are moving forward with a plan for an inquiry which will give them more power to investigate into President Biden. In a members-only conference call, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy told GOP lawmakers Monday night that an impeachment inquiry is the natural progression from our investigation. And, of course, he said that on Sunday Morning Futures. Here's Kevin McCarthy, the speaker, with me Sunday. Will you bring an impeachment inquiry against President Biden this September?
If you look at all the information we've been able to gather so far, it is a natural step forward that you would have to go to an impeachment inquiry. And just so your viewers understand what that means, that provides Congress the apex of legal power to get all the information they need. Because remember what's laying out there right now. We have an attorney general that could have lied to the American public.
He went on to say, Kenny, that you had 16 out of 17 payments to the Biden family from Romania.
Right. So I don't know what's taking so long to get this inquiry. I mean, we have the evidence. To Joe's point, you've seen money transferred from all over the world into the 20 or so LLCs that they created with 10 or 12 family members, to benefit. So what I'm confused about is we have this information. Why is it even taking this long?
Well,
it has to. Mm-hmm. It has to take time. And forgive me if I'm jumping in there, Maria, but I think it's important to understand the distinction between what was happening when Donald Trump was in office, and it seemed like every week a congressman was wildly, angrily shouting, impeach, impeach.
Right.
Whereas Kevin McCarthy is going very slowly, very deliberately. He's getting his ducks in order, not just to make the case, but also to create the contrast so that it doesn't look like just tit for tat as they go after Trump with four indictments. Oh, we're going to do the same with Biden. They have to go slowly.
Yeah, and that's why, and he needs to do that because he didn't have the whole membership on board.
Right.
A couple of weeks ago, we were told that there were not enough votes, that there were members in New York and California who were really leery of voting yes to an impeachment inquiry. It looks like after this recess, it looks like he's got the votes in the House. I don't know that for sure, but we'll see.
Plus, it's a matter of timing, right? So right now we're in late August. Right. If you walk around the city or drive into the city, boy, a lot of people seem to be on vacation right now and paying attention to other things. Labor Day is this weekend, amazingly the fastest summer probably in history.
Yes,
I don't know if
I agree.
Scientific evidence around that, but you want to do something like this when the American people may be more engaged. That's September when kids are back in school and we're not running around like chickens without a head as far as camps and a soccer tournament where I traveled to San Diego for my 9-year-old daughter because we can't play anybody in New Jersey, apparently.
Don't forget that right now we've got a special counsel in the Hunter Biden case. That's David Weiss. This is the same person who came up with this idea to give Hunter Biden complete immunity from any future criminal charges. And that in and of itself could be an argument to get this impeachment inquiry on board because they're going to need to get the information flow to continue, whereas David Weiss could say, well, I'm in charge now. We're not sending the House Oversight Committee any more data.
Yeah, well, no, he has clearly said, oh, I'm in charge now. And he's done it twice. First, to try to negotiate the bogus deal to get Mr. Biden off easy, and now to, in theory, investigate him. I mean, you can't play both sides.
No, but no matter what, how can he say, or how can he prevent the data from being submitted, right? How can he just say, no, I'm not going to submit it?
Right. Well, he could say, this is now on lockdown.
Right.
I'm in charge. Yeah. This is our investigation. But an impeachment inquiry
opens everything.
Opens it up for the Congress. So that's probably one of the arguments to be made.